Okay, so one of the things I really liked about this film was like kind of the difference. Actually, this kind of brings it back to the whole thing we're talking about with the fear. There's the fear person, and then there's the kind of more the rabbits or the wolves, you know?
Okay.
And that's really like these two characters in this film, right? So
Yeah, okay.
Andy is like afraid of everything.
Yeah.
He's worst case scenario thinking all the time.
Yeah.
One interesting aspect of him, every time he goes, I don't know if you noticed this, every time he goes anywhere, he takes an umbrella. And it's always a sunny day.
Notice that.
It's always a sunny day, and he always has an umbrella.
I can't
because he's preparing for the worst. He's always preparing for the worst.
Huh.
And what's the worst than like your friend getting cancer and you have to help him commit suicide?
It's not even like your friend.
Not,
it's like your closest companion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And deciding
you're completely alone after that, right?
Yeah.
And he was, right?
Mm.
So and you really, when you start to see kind of this dichotomy between the two, is when Andy's talking about seeing someone float by the window, and then Michael's just like, well, he's on a hoverboard. Yeah. And he's like, no, it's too weird. It's too weird. And I was like, listen, I was like, it is interesting, like when you learn a new thing, or like or something new happens to you that you have no frame of reference for, how jarring it is. I think that's why, like Casey Affleck on the podcast on Dak Shepard's podcast. Armchair Expert.
Right.
He talks about he actually saw the second plane go into the building at 9/11, and he said Casey Affleck was in a building, looking out his window, and he saw it. He was in downtown Manhattan, and he said he saw the plane go in one side and then not come out the other. And he said, and his response, which are like a lot of people maybe wouldn't like, but his response is he laughed. Because it was so out of the ordinary. He had no frame of reference for what he just saw.
Yeah.
He was like, that doesn't seem to be possible that a plane just goes into a building and nothing comes out the end except for like fire. It's like when you see something that you're not sure, that you didn't know was possible until the moment you saw it. And he said it was like, he was like watching your dog walk up to the couch and eat the couch. Yeah. He's like, I didn't know that could happen. That's the kind of same thing that happens with Andy and Michael's characters, where he's talking about where Andy needs that were things he understands the world, right? Mm-hmm. He's like, what next when you blow your nose and a quarter comes out, or you go put on your shoes and they're pumpkins? Yeah. It's like, and then Michael says something about we'll watch out because my hands are airplanes. And he says, well, get in them and fucking fly to where people don't hover, because that's where I live.
Yeah. I like it. That was great. That was in the first opening.
Yeah, and that's like where you see the two ways you could be worst case or. So what are you?